Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Franck Kessie as the Barca star is still keen on staying at the club despite huge offers coming from Saudi Arabia. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Leo Messi, as it has been reported that Inter Miami is set to present Leo Messi as a new player on July 16. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In what could be another blow in Barca's plans to transfer players this summer, it appears that Franck Kessie is keen on staying put at the Camp Nou. This has been reported by Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo, which suggests that the Ivorian wants to continue his career at Barcelona despite receiving a lucrative offer to play in Saudi Arabia. The report points out a series of reasons why Franck Kessie is favoring a prolonged stay at Barcelona. The most obvious one is that Kessie does not want to leave just 1 year after he joined the club last year. He was a free agent last summer and had personally turned down other lucrative deals in favor of a move to Barca. Therefore, he feels a summer exit could be a bit too early for him. Franck Kessie wants to prove himself at Barcelona by staying at least one more season. He believes he has what it takes to become a huge success at the club. The Ivorian truthfully he performed well since the turn of this year, though his form dissipated during the final phase of the season. The manager Javi Hernandez does not want to keep Franck Kessie at the club as he is looking for different profiles. Following the exit of Sergio Busquets, the club are desperately looking for a new defensive midfielder in the market, with Oriol Romeo emerging as one of the options. Barcelona have already beefed up their midfield unit by roping in Ilkay Gundogan. Kessie's prolonged stay at the club, therefore, could be a big hindrance in players' development, while Barca themselves could miss out on the chance to reduce salary mass. From Barca's perspective, though, Franck Kessie has every right to remain at Barcelona. The club understands the sacrifices that this guy made last summer in order to join. However, a sale is still not being ruled out, especially if the Ivorian receive a good offer, a very good offer from European leagues such as Premier League or the Bundesliga. Franck Kessie's future has been talked about a lot this week as Barcelona continue to push for the player to leave. Honestly, in my opinion, I think Franck Kessie is a quality player that deserves to be part of this Barca team in the years to come. Franck Kessie is a quality player that Xavi does just not, in fact, Xavi does not know how to use him as he believes that he's not suitable for his tactic and stuff like that. But when we look at the fact that Barca are pushing for players like Oriol Romeo to join the club, and I believe Oriol Romeo will not be a starter all the time as well. But how on earth do you call Oriol Romeo a Busquets replacement? And you see the kind of physicality, the way he plays, you know, I don't think bringing Oriol Romeo and you are selling Franck Kessie makes any sense. You know, it makes no sense to me. And it still baffles me that Barca are still desperately pushing Franck Kessie to leave the club. There are other players that I think even if Barca sell them, they will still be good. They will still be able to balance the books. But not Franck Kessie. I've always been insisting on this. I think Franck Kessie still have the profile to play. He's still 26 years old. He still have a lot to play. And not just to be turned around, beaten around like as if he's a flop. Franck Kessie was a player who helped AC Milan winning the Scudetto 2 seasons ago, and I think Barca should not make him feel so terrible or feeling so bad because I believe that, Franck Kessie is a player that can help us even next season. Whenever given the opportunities last season, I think Franck Kessie turned up and he did well. in the absence of Pedri, and of course, sometimes in the absence of Frankie de Jong. So I don't really see why Barca should be putting all pressure for the player to leave. And this is a guy who just came last summer, and he came amid some huge sacrifices he made, because there were other offers. He had, in fact, he was not short of offers from other top clubs in Europe. There were many offers out there, you know, but the player chose to come to Barca. And you can imagine that normally Barca, going through a lot financially, had one of the most cheapest offers, less valuable offers. So Franck Kessie coming to Barca last year was the fact that he was coming to succeed. He was coming because he loves the club. Because had it been about, it was all about the money, Franck Kessie couldn't have joined Barca. There were better offers elsewhere that Franck Kessie could have chosen, but he chose to play for Barca. And I think if they treat him the way they want to do, I think just like how they have done with some players in the past, Barca will continue to be a hell for some players, and I think they shouldn't continue doing that for players who have really sacrificed to join. Look at the likes of you know Memphis Depay. Before joining Barca, leaving Lyon as a free agent, he sacrificed. Many top clubs came in, putting huge offers for Memphis to join, but Memphis rejected those lucrative deals just because he wants to come to Barca. But the way he was treated as a nobody, and it left many people feeling so bad about that. So we hope that Franck Kessie's situation should be taken lightly. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Inter Miami currently sit in last place on the standings of Major League Soccer's East Conference. 21 games into the season, they have won just 5 occasions, losing 13 in the process. Ironically, however, they are now perhaps the most feared MLS side, having quickly reached agreements to sign Barcelona legends Leo Messi, Jordi Alba, and Sergio Busquets. The USA-based club have found an interesting formula to reinforce their squad. The Argentine star was the first to confirm his move to the team after a long-drawn transfer saga. Many thought the World Cup winner would make a move back to Barcelona for a fairy tale ending, but the club's economic situation could not support the operation. According to a report from Gaston Edu, Inter Miami will officially present Leo Messi as the new player on July 16. However, he is not expected to make his debut for the side until later this month when they face off against Cruz Azul in the League's Cup on July 21st. The Miami-based team are preparing a special presentation for the legend of the game and have even given it a special title, The Unveil. It will be held on the DRVPNK Stadium in Miami with entertainment, speeches, and more on schedule as revealed by Marca. It may also be too late to spark a comeback this season, but it is clear that the objective for next season will only be a first place finish. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.